Hello YouTube, what's up? My name is Chicken Fried Rice and today we are going to be playing some ruse. Now this is going to be a 4v4 game on the map strategist. Now if you notice, this doesn't look too good for both of us at the startup. Now on both edges we have cupcakes as usual, except this time we were playing all random. So I got Britain and he got Britain. So what you want to do in this time is either you go what Cupcakes did and right away your first building you do is build an airfield, and then you go for truck snipes and try and pick off your enemy before he can do anything. That is your first option. The second option is doing what I did, is your bye-bye came over to help out, but in the meantime I established a small ground force just to secure my sector while he pushed around. And then I would go establish the middle and he would take care of the edge. So pretty much we're switching spots. That's what's happening basically. So nothing much happening at this point in the game, but you'll notice that there are some pretty sucky things that happen throughout this game for the other team, but that's because they don't use recon. And this game you'll see really the importance of recon throughout the game. So I get an armor base and I have barracks, so I'm going to pump out a bit of recon here, put some infantry in the city, make sure those locations are secure and I'm aware of what's happening. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a secondary HQ towards the middle, and then I'm going to establish the supply line for the team. So I made an outpost. Now what the advantage of making an outpost is that it gives you recon and it's not vulnerable to AT. So even though he has AT and he might have recon on my armored recon, he cannot take down the outpost except with infantry or artillery or other things as such. But he did not, and that gave me some free recon, and I did not mind that at all. I had recon and everything. Now if you look here, I spotted out a truck for my teammate to snipe. It actually, if you go in camp neutral, here, let's go here. This is a secondary HQ, if I'm correct. And after that, this guy's going to make a prototype base. Now, I've seen this done many times. You do not go prototype ever at the beginning of a game. Don't go prototype until at least 10 minutes in the game when you have a secured supply line and you're sure you have time to make those prototype weapons, because at the beginning of the game, prototype weapons, you're only going to be able to make them in small quantities and it's easy to swarm them with fighters or anything. And you guys will see that later on. So I'm going to switch back to our view, and as you can tell, there's nothing really much happening. This guy's got some units in the woods, and then this guy's got some units over there. Cupcakes here went air right away at the beginning, and he's making he's making Hurricanes right now, which are the unupgraded fighter bombers for Britain. And he didn't have any Spitfires when this happened, and this guy over here was making Spitfires the whole time. Now, pay attention. We have a stack of M15s right here. And soon enough we're going to see what happens to those M15s. And what he does already right away at the beginning of the game, he made an armored recon and sent it all the way over here. And throughout the path, the armored recon did not get detected. Now this is the importance of recon. If this guy has the recon here and here and here, then they can tell that he would have done this whole entire flanking maneuver. But they did not see that happen. So this guy's got a bunch of Spitfires and fighter bombers. Actually, no, I think he went Typhoon fighter bombers, which is bad because it costs more amount of money than Hurricanes. And after that, all you use a couple of Spitfires and you can take down all the Hurricanes you want in the world. So he enables his radio silence here, and what he does is he begins to move all his tanks. Well, there's 8 tanks, including a recon in there, and he starts slowly moving them up the field. Now, them not having any recon anywhere, let's go in camp neutral. This is all anti-air. There is no recon there, and now he's starting to make an armored recon and moving it up. But it's too late for that. He should have done that first thing in the game. And even then, look at this. He's not going too far with that. He's just like letting it sit there. And big mistake for them, because what this guy's going to do is he's going to go in and he's going to remove the only threat that we have air-wise, and then after that we gain air superiority. And when you're in a game of ruse, you always need air superiority. And if you don't have that, well, it kind of sucks, because here's a little thing to think about when you're playing ruse. You cannot win a game without having air, but it's not good to make bad air. You're better off making, if you were in a game where everyone went random and no one got anything good for air, which has already happened to me, you do not want to devote any money trying to make bad air, because bad air will get shot down and all that. What you want to do is you want to devote the money to your ground troops, and hopefully you want to hope to be able to overpower them there, because there's only so much AA air can fly through. So if you use a large amount of AA and a good amount of tanks, you can punch right through them. But really the ideal is to always have air, or at least some sort of air support. It's not as necessary to have it to be able to kill people as it is to defend your ground troops. You don't have to have fighter bombers. You can have fighters, and that's fine, because all you're doing is maintaining air superiority and making sure no one is shooting down your shit. Now, if you notice, I sent recon down there in the middle because I am building a secondary HQ there, and I'm starting to make a supply line. So you notice I've got a couple building trucks going a little everywhere. I'm going to make an airfield in the middle. Now, why make an airfield in the middle, you may think? Because making an airfield in the middle, it's closest to everything. Like, of course, Cupcakes is closest to him. But going through the middle, you have access to everyone. You can go attack this guy, that guy. And as you can tell, his thing went perfectly. He had radio silence all the way. And he had no issues whatsoever. He just showed up in his base. Ranger just destroyed this guy's air force, and there goes our only air threat. He surrenders. This guy over here takes over, and that's really when the game starts falling apart, since this guy, all he's doing is air. Now, right here, you noticed he made his secondary HQ. Now, what he should have done is call off that building truck, which he did not, which means he just kept sending it towards my thing. And what I did is camp this with my armored recons like that. He could not build anything, and I would just snipe his truck. Like right here, boom, he's going to lose his truck right there. $40 out the drain. Now I'm guessing it was a supply depot, but still, that is not a waste of money you want to do. Now right here, starting to make Winfield, whatever, these prototype anti-air for Germany. And these aren't great against, actually I'm not even sure if they can attack ground units. I'm pretty sure they can't. So I would try to pair drop that secondary HQ. I wanted to take it, but that didn't end up so. Now he didn't make enough. And what I did is I made a recon, and then I started making Typhoons, which are advanced fighter bombers for Britain, and they are pretty much the best fighter bombers in the game. So I have paratroopers just there. They're not really doing anything, but here's what's going to happen. What you want to do is I have a setup here. Now, right here, there's a mouse coming up. That heavy unit is a mouse heavy tank, a super heavy tank. So what you want to do is, whenever you're in a situation where you have no ground forces and you have two anti-air, armored anti-air, or just anti-air in general, protecting a heavy unit, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to send 2 fighter bombers per anti-air. Even though it only takes 1, you want to send 2 in case one of them gets routed. That's the first thing. That's always, whenever you do that, you want to make sure you do that. And then the second thing you want to make sure is that you send 1 or 2 for the super heavy unit. Now, I think if I'm correct, this one only took me 1, but here you can see there's a mouse 3, well, it's a mouse heavy tank, and so he destroys the guy's secondary HQ and starts pushing away those anti-aircraft cannons. The problem with that is he's going to get shot up. But I get my planes up in the air and I prepare this run. So 2 fighter bombers on him, boom, and it's very efficient, because if you micro all your units to target them properly, I did 2, 2, and 2. So he gets taken out, and there goes any threat that they had towards us. Now he makes a couple more mouses, but all I have to do is pick those off as well. So this game is pretty much over. These guys have nothing left, and is just a lesson, guys. First of all, always make recon, and the second thing, never go prototype in the beginning of the game. You only want to make
Morale
prototypes
moved in
late
from
in the game,
multi-play.
15 or 20 minutes later
Server
in.
switched.
So, as usual, guys, thanks for watching. Leave your comments below. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next time.